Good morning, it's Tuesday. I'm Catherine. Today I am trying to use my spare time to get some sewing done. So I'll try to take you along and show you what I get to. I will first start by showing you the projects I did last week on my sewing day. So nothing is finished, but I am just playing around and having fun with my sewing machine and trying to be intentional about taking some time to do that. Because there are sewing projects I'd like to do, and I want to have that time set aside where I'm not just constantly knitting, even though I do like knitting. So yeah, I made these two, and then this last week, and I'm hoping to turn these two into like a project bag and this one into a zipper pouch. I have more strips to add on to these two smaller ones for now, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, made a little bit of progress. Each of these. Now to the ironing board. So I added new on each side, and I'm doing a zigzag on the top instead of a top stitch. I think it looks kind of cute. The fabrics are not all the same texture. This is like a bed sheet, like even more jersey style, but not quite. So it's really thin. This was like more of an upholstery fabric, and then the rest is cotton quilting fabric, I think. Yeah. So there are some wrinkles. It's nothing's sitting perfectly, but it's cute. I think I have enough of the flower to do flower on top and the bottom of this one, and then to do the leafier green print on the top and bottom of this one, and then I might just do dark green. So we'll see. I'm hoping to make a sweater bag big enough, a project bag big enough to hold a sweater quantity of yarn, like 6 to 8 skeins. So, but I haven't actually figured out what size I want yet. I'm just playing around with the sewing machine at this point and having a ton of fun. Oh, you found another crayon. Go put it in the crayon box. It's now almost 11 and the baby's almost ready for her nap. So I'm probably going to have to stop sewing for now, lay her down, figure out lunch, and maybe get a chance later. But I also told the girls I'd paint their nails today. So somebody has been working diligently on not biting her fingernails so she can have them painted, and I would like to reward that.
See?
Hopefully you enjoyed the little show and tell she just gave you of her fingernails, but maybe if we get them painted, I'll show you. They want purple.
I'm done.
Now I pulled out my daughter's sweater to knit on because knitting is so much easier when I don't know if I have 2 minutes or 5 minutes. And I find sewing to be harder to just stop and do something else. I need to do some like fiddly math and cutting out pieces of a particular size or ish soon. So that's kind of like the next sewing step. So I'm kind of on hold there. But I'm about to start the ribbing on my daughter's little sweater. And I'm kind of like debating on the neckline whether or not to actually install a zipper or like leave it open. It really is like a pretty shallow zipper length anyway for her, but I really do think I'm going to try to add a pocket. So we'll see. I'll probably just like not even get the ribbing started yet, but maybe later today. But yeah, that's how we're doing. Hopefully you saw we did get all of our nails painted. So, yeah, that was lots of fun too. Supper is turkey tetrazzini. Yum. So it's late. The girls are in bed. And I'm trying to wrap up my sewing for the day. I did decide to switch gears and pause the like quilted fancy stuff and get some, there's a name for it in sewing, but I don't know what it is, but I have like an old sheet and I'm going to try to do a mock-up of the size that I'm thinking and see if that's gonna work, because I don't want to mess up that quilting thing that I've been working so hard on. So here we go. I'm not sure if I can really show you how big this turned out. I cut my box off like from the diagonal 2.5 inches. So I think if the bottom of it is like this big, I think that would fit at least 3 cakes of yarn. And then it would still be tall enough for my project on top. Like that. So significantly larger than any other bag I have yet to make. The question being, how do I want to finish the top? I have zippers. I don't really want to put a zipper in. I'm not even sure that I want to put in tubing for a drawstring. I might just add handles and let that be it. So it'd be like that tall. Significantly larger than this bag. This is the last project bag I made, and I thought it was going to be larger. I don't know why. Like, you know, I had the dimensions from the fabric, but in my head it was going to be bigger. I made a bigger corner even than here. I think this is a 2-inch. So I did 2.5 because I feel like when you go at the diagonal, it grows quickly. Maybe I should do 3. I don't know. I think I'm gonna try it like this. And then that gives me the feedback I need for like, I can tell how much of my fabric is gonna end up like at the bottom and on the side. instead of from my original squares that I'm making, and that we'll get, yeah. So that is the plan, but I don't think I'm gonna sew anymore tonight. I could just use this as my lining too. I'd have to rip out the middle of the bottom so I could sew it up afterwards, but it's already cut and sewn and boxed. So that would save me a ton of time. I did have different fabric picked out, but I've used this as a lot of the linings for my project bags just because I have it. And so I might end up doing that. I probably won't have any more sewing update for you in this video, but Thursday, just cut off my head the whole time I'm talking to you. But Thursday, I will be trying to do some baking, and I hope to include some footage of that. And maybe tomorrow I will get some knitting time, and I will share some of that with you. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else for now. That is all. Have a good night. Here's our turkey broth. We are putting this in the freezer. We're not canning it up, so it's not like canning lids on them. We're just putting it in our deep freeze because that is what we have the energy for. So we also have a little bit saved out in a different container, and we're gonna save back some of these pints for soup later this week with that extra part. So I think we got about 20 pints and 3 quarts. Now I'm really off to bed for the night. Okay, it's Wednesday now. We've been to speech, we've had lunch, we made mini banana muffins, and I think I might get 5 or 10 minutes to knit. And so I'm working on the ribbing for my daughter's pullover. I think I'm about halfway. I think that I'm about halfway through the ribbing.
Can I put my dinosaur now?
I might be on like the 8th round. I did 15 rounds of the cuff. Now I'm wishing I had done only 12. I usually try to get them to match. What do you think? That probably isn't really too much. It just feels like a lot when you're knitting it. So we're shooting for 15 rounds again. And I haven't decided what to do on the bind off. I don't know if I shared this in my video. I think I did, but I like tried to do a tubular bind off, and I don't know. I don't know that I love it. I don't know that it's worth doing all the way around on the bottom. Now that I look at it, it like looks really good. Up close, but I don't know that it's worth it all the way across the bottom. We'll see how I feel when I get there. If I even remember what I did to adjust for the twisted ribbing. I think the first time I did something fancy, and the second time I just knit the knit stitches twisted, purled the purl stitches regular, and then knit off purl, purl off knit. All right, so knitting time it goes. to knit while I do my devotions this morning. It's Thursday. The baby's down for her nap, so I have the baby monitor. And yesterday, I made banana muffins. So after my eggs, and I still have a little bit of my morning tea left over, so that's what's going on. First thing, I'm gonna see how much sourdough stuff I can get done before the baby wakes up. So here we go. You have to ask Daddy.
Can I have the glue?
I was worried last night that this wasn't going to turn out very well, but it feels much better this morning than I thought it was going to. Oops. Hopefully that shows up. One thing done. On to the next. I think I'm gonna do the pizza dough next, but that's discard. So I'll probably do my second loaf of bread, which is going to just go into the fridge for later this week. I'll go get the recipe. Let's go. think that's pretty good. And the baby is waking up, so I am going to wash out and grease the bowl. Put this in there to rise until it's double. And I still have to deal with the bread dough too. So I might be washing out a couple bowls right now. Yeah, I just had a very long time with the baby, but this is ready. It's kind of crispy. Like, I almost cracked it right there. But I think I'm gonna pop this in the oven and we'll see how it comes out. I have baked the bread and I'm gonna cut into it here now. I think it's gonna be good. And I started to prep the soup, but we decided to have leftovers for supper tonight instead. So I think I'm gonna close out the vlog here. Thanks for joining me. God bless.